Bonjour, je m'appelle Foxy and welcome to the French Revolution. Episode, I don't know, 7, I think, for this episode? I don't really know anyway, no one cares. We're here to continue our French Revolution. Unlike Alpine in real life, we are actually going somewhere, going places, doing things properly. So Alpine, if you ever need someone, right, to steady the ship, I'm your guy. But if you enjoy the video, drop a like, subscribe if you're around here as well. And let's get straight into things then. So, I haven't done all of those upgrades in one episode, by the way. They always put that in there. It's like, yeah, you've done 17 upgrades. I really haven't. But looking at the R&D progress, we are in front of Aston Martin. I think we were behind them at one point, so in front of them now. We were. Look at that. Juicy. We're right on Mercedes' bunda. And then we've got Ferrari and then Red Bull. A little bit clear. But we're here for the Canadian Grand Prix. And as you can see, I've got my engine components ready to change. Unlike last time around. That was awkward. But we have a problem. A big problem. I've just done practice. And I was satisfied. It's going to be a wet Grand Prix. Wet quali, wet race, everything's wet. And my game doesn't perform well. It runs really badly in the wet. So I'm hoping we can try and have a good result, but it is to be seen. Yep, the forecast is full wet throughout. Lovely. Okay, so I've only got two sets of wets that I can use for quali. So I'm going to have to be tactical. So the car setup, let's go to this. We need to make some changes because if it's going to be a wet weekend, we probably are going to need some more downforce on my car. And so let's whack all that on, and I think the rest I'm going to leave alone. But let's go out there and get a couple of laps on the board and hope that we have a good weekend. Oh, and just a quick one from me as well. I've also gone ahead and reapplied the blue and black livery for the Alpine. Obviously I saw your votes and after, like I mentioned before, you guys really wanted this livery on the car, so I'm slapping it back on. I much prefer it anyway, so I'm glad you agree with my designs. That's a good start. Meld. Alright. How are we doing so far then? I got the Verstappen that's just gone quickest. Sorry, Gasly though. Let's go back to the garage and see how we're doing. There we go then. Nice Q1 done and dusted. I think that was the fastest as well. Yeah, it was. Which is fine because we went out right at the end there. And I think a lot of drivers actually stayed in the garage. So yeah, it's the 10th clear of Max. But like I said, a lot of people stayed in the garage. So we leave that as a little bit of an anomaly, that one. Oh, that's the championship standings. I was looking at race director, but never mind. We move into Q2. We go. I'm going to mess with that. That doesn't compromise me. Oh, no, I might be knocked out here. Oof. I tried to gamble and use a set of use the used wet tyres that I used in Q1. A lot of used just mentioned there and all of that usedness. And it's worked, so that's fine. How close was I to being knocked out? Jesus. I needed that lap to get right, didn't I? We are through, and we've only used one set of tyres though, so positive signs ahead, but a bit of work to do. I got one more chance at a good lap. Never mind. I messed up the last corner as well. That's me done. It's just, did anyone beat me for pole? That's the question. Nobody could touch my lap time. Bonjour, merci. Merci beaucoup. How much quicker was I than everybody else? Oof. Close quali. Wow, look at the top 5. Less than 2 tenths in it between all of us. They all improved on their final run. I couldn't. I was 3 tenths up in the first sector. Well, in the first few corners. And then the exit of turn 4 and 5, I think it was. I completely messed it up. Couldn't get any traction, and then I just lost it from that point onwards. But we're on pole for the Canadian Grand Prix, and that's brilliant for us because we can hopefully, without any DRS attacking me, manage the race. Okay, we're here for the race for the Italian Grand Prix, the Canadian Grand Prix, and it's intermediate. So a little bit of change to the track conditions, but it is predicted that we do not need to make a pit stop in this race. Car setup, of course, we can't change. We could do a bit of work with the front aero, but I think the balance is alright, actually. So we're just going to leave it alone, and we're going to crack on with this Grand Prix. Let's do this at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Vibrating controller. I'll take it off my bum at some point. I've had a bad start. It's alright. I can force Leclerc wide.
No investigation necessary.
It's going to take me a few laps to get used to these inters. That's not how you take that corner. That's going to be a warning.
Gee.
Nothing to be scared of there.
Many poos shot out of my A-knife.
Whoa. We got a yellow flag. I was about to say someone retiring from the Grand Prix, but no one did. It was just a spin, I think. Oh, it is. It's Stroll, look. He's gone for a spin at turn 1. And he's rejoined the track kind of safely, really. Alright, fair enough. If he wants to do launch Stroll things, at least the game's realistic. Pace is very good at the moment. Able to build a gap now to Verstappen. Slowly, but surely, we're building that gap. I'm just running a tiny bit too little wing around this track. Got a... Oh! I was about to say Verstappen. Hang on. My boy's had a spin!
I don't really have a lot to comment on that.
What a bottle! Have a look at this. Did he actually spin? I'm sorry, I wasn't really paying attention that much. As he goes in towards here now, has he had a spin? He has! He's just dropped it on the exit, look. Oh dear, what a shame. If only he could do that in real life and just crash, it'd be amazing. Not like, you know, fatally, but, you know, just for the spiciness, you know what I mean? Anyway, let's go back to where we were. I was about to say that we were doing a great job at building a gap to Verstappen. And, oh, okay, Perez has an issue. So, both Red Bulls in the wars. I'm now struggling for grit. Oh, for Christ's sake, why would you put that on my thing now? Of course it's to stop for the wets. What does everyone else do? Stay out. Alright, I'll bear that in mind. That's probably why I've got no grip. Track's turned to full wet. Perez pits. Right, man, should just come on the radio and said it's hard to tell whether the inters or the wet to the back. I think I'm just going to stay out for now. See how it goes. Okay, interesting. Gasly pits. Okay, right, my engineer's telling me he thinks it's about time to change tyres, so we're going to trust him. And if it doesn't work, then I'm going to punch him in the face. But we box for full wets. Out we go. Alright, both Ferraris are in, so it kind of confirms to me that it's wet. Russell stays out. Okay. Interesting. So does Alonso. He too is going to stay out, but I might just rejoin in front of him here. Maybe. It's going to be very tight. I could just hold the outside here. Oh my god. There's a yellow flag as well. Hold it. Oh, cut him off. Yes, nice. Who's had an issue? I don't know what's going on right now. Someone's had a problem, and now we have a safety car. Okay. That's kind of mugged me off a bit here. Shite, I've got to do my speed limiter. I've got into neutral. Safety car's in this lap. We need to make advantage of these wets. I've got to pass Russell quickly, because we're going to go back on inters. Think. When are you bolting, boy? Now, why tell me return to the correct position? I'm in the correct position. Send it. Lovely.
Send it!
Right, let's build. Oh, this is definitely the right side to be on. Already got 1.5 seconds on George. This track is only going to start getting drier now, so the more pressure and the more gap time that we can put, going to make my final inter stint a lot easier to recatch Russell. Oh no way, Gasly's got up to 3rd now. Go on, Gazza. I thought he made the wrong pit call earlier in this race, but he's made the right one. Can he catch Russell? Is it going to stay this way till the end? I don't know. Right, in we come then. Boxing for fresh inters. This is now where the chase really kicks off. I've got no choice. My engineer's telling me it's 50-50. And my my wets are fully overheated. So this is a problem now. Where am I going to rejoin compared to everyone else? It's going to be neck and neck with Alonso again, isn't it? Oh, Christ. Got the traction. Gasly, you're on the wrong tyres, mate. I wouldn't use them anymore. Fortunately for him, though, Gasly is now gone from the attacker to the defender. We, though, need to chase Russell. He hasn't stopped in this race. His inters are 20 laps old. Mine are fresh as a daisy. So let's go get it. All over Russell now. I'll just send it. Sod it. He's going that slowly. Might as well just bolt past. Thanks, mate. Gap's already 1.3. We made all the right calls here today. Fortunately for Gasly, though, he hasn't stopped for inters, and he's lost out to Alonso, but Norris is behind him, so he's got that buffer. Where we go then. Literally a beautiful performance from us here today. We cross the line to win the Canadian Grand Prix. Merci beaucoup. I loved that. Right, well, here is your full race results. As you can see, we win the Canadian Grand Prix thanks to a beautiful strategy from ourselves. We pitted at the right time for the wet compound tyres. We then made the gamble to go back onto the inters and rechase and pass George. But at the end of the day, we had way more pace because of just, well, having the fresh tyres, basically. So, yeah, we didn't really utilise the wets too much, but we had a good stint on them, built up an 8 and a bit second lead, and then brought it all back. Russell finishes in second. Alonso, unfortunately, stops a double podium for Alpine, but Gasly, he did the right thing though. He pitted earlier than everybody else, I think, for the wet compound tyres, and it worked for him. He made advantage of the safety car, got some overtakes in there, and crucially, he had, I believe it was, Lando Norris behind him for quite a while until Piastri finally passed him. And Piastri obviously was on the inters. I mean, he made up loads of places, but the shock really is that loads of big team drivers didn't score. Hamilton started 19th, didn't realise that, and didn't score any points. Verstappen, the championship leader, started 3rd and got no points. Leclerc was on the front row alongside me, and he doesn't get any points either, and neither does Perez because he DNF'd. So that was a bonkers Grand Prix, absolutely bonkers. I love that. Look at the standings though. Verstappen leads ourselves now by 41 points at the top of the championship. We were 5th, I think, but we're now back up to 2nd in the title race, and Gasly is 8th in the championship. Constructors-wise, Alpine, unfortunately, we haven't gone anywhere at all, actually. We're still 4th in the championship, basically. We're in a bit of a world of our own, but hopefully we can keep pursuing. Yeah, let's get straight into the laptop and see what updates we can put on this car. Right, here we are then at the laptop. I'm just going to fast forward actually because I want to see if these upgrades get onto the car before I do anything. They do. All right, perfect. So, that... Hello. Big boy Hulkenberg has decided he's had enough. I would too, to be honest, but I mean, he's only just rejoined the bloody sport, the cheek. Right, so what do we do then? Alright, fine, we've just done that and literally unlocked a whole raft of areas to go to. Let's have a nose, though, elsewhere and see what we want to fancy potentially doing. So, we could do a bit more on the ECU. We've got quite a big discount on the ERS there. And that MGUK has also allowed us to do a bit more. Got some upgrades, got some discount. That's been quite heavily discounted. We'll slap an MGUH on. Just because why not? I think we'll do... What do we want to do? Drag reduction or make the DRS... I think we want to make the DRS more effective, don't we? Oh, realistically, I need that for the British Grand Prix because the DRS train is key. So I'm going to take a punt on that. And then, over on the chassis side of it, I'm 3 points off, you absolute meld. Alright, do you know what? In that case then, if that's genuinely going to be the case... cancel that because no one cares. It's durability, like I give a monkeys. And then, you know, I'll rush them. Sod it. We are Alpine. We need immediate results, and we will go with that. And that then is going to allow us to end today's episode, guys. If you have enjoyed the French Revolution, be sure to drop it a like, subscribe to the channel if you don't have to as well. And I will see you guys for the Austrian Grand Prix next time around. Take care, all. Peace.